Hello and welcome to my brand new series on everything you need to know about securing the home you want at the price you want to pay. I call it my no-nonsense guide to buying a home. And I'm going to be taking you through every stage of the process, from house hunting to moving in. So do please make sure you subscribe and hit the alert bell. It's always tempting to dive in and start trawling the property portals, but trust me, the three things you need when considering a purchase as major as buying a home are preparation, and yes, you guessed it, more preparation. Treat house hunting as a planned project. This is going to pay dividends, I promise you, quite literally in the form of better deals on your mortgage, canny negotiations and savings throughout the process. There are two things to arm yourself with right from the very beginning. The first is to get yourself a mortgage advisor, especially in a market like today's when things are changing so fast. I think having an expert on your side is just invaluable at the moment. They will help you understand how much you can borrow and what price bracket you can realistically search for properties within. They'll also help you secure the right mortgage for your own personal, unique circumstances. And we've added a link in the notes that will connect you to one of our recommended advisors. The second thing you need at your disposal and at your fingertips is our Move IQ free ebook, the no-nonsense guide to buying a home. And I promise you it is jam-packed with step-by-step, time-saving shortcuts and money-saving advice. There's tons in there, and there's a link in the notes below for you. Knowing what you can sensibly and realistically afford is, of course, the very first step for a successful property search. A rough guide, and I genuinely do mean this, it's a rough guide, is to multiply your household income by 4.5. But you could get more or less, depending on quite a large range of personal factors. Whether the repayments on this amount are affordable depend hugely on what mortgage rate you get offered at the time. Despite what you may see advertised, the interest rate charged on your mortgage varies depending on your own personal circumstances. For instance, if your deposit covers 25% of the price of the property that you're buying, you'll be borrowing 75% of the value. This is called the loan-to-value rate, or LTV. If you need to borrow 95% of the value of the property, well, that's a much higher LTV. Research has shown that 95% LTV borrowers pay an astonishing 50% more interest over the life of a loan compared to those with a 75% LTV. So it's a really crucial point. The size of your deposit makes a huge difference. Bigger deposits also, of course, open doors to a greater choice of mortgage products. And I'm going to be looking at ways to save for a deposit in a future episode. So don't forget to follow or subscribe and join me for the next episode. But moving on, your mortgage advisor will be able to explain the different types of mortgage, but it's well worth doing a bit of homework for yourself. Selecting the right mortgage option makes a massive difference to your repayments now and to what you'll end up paying long term. And that's a really important thing to keep in mind. It is a very long term decision. For instance, interest-only loans offer the most affordable monthly payments immediately. But since you don't pay back any of the actual loan, just the interest each month, most people can only pay off the loan when they sell the property. That's great if the value of the property has risen in the meantime, but it's risky if the property market stagnates or indeed falls over the time that you live there. The other vital bit of prep that you need to do is to check your credit report before you start the process. If it's not as good as it could be, then there are a number of things that you can do to improve it. And you'll find extra information on checking and improving your credit score on my website at moveiq.co.uk. And finally, doing a really well thought out and a well planned budget at the outset is essential, I promise you. Think about not just what your current outgoings are, but what they might be for a new property. Will energy and insurance bills be higher? What about council tax? What about your own lifestyle? Make sure that you have provision for the costs of the actual move, the physical move itself. Budget for mortgage fees, survey fees, stamp duty, legal fees, VAT and removal costs. I think it's rare that you can move into a property that doesn't need any type of a cash injection, even if it's just furniture to fit your new rooms. So don't forget to have something in the kitty for that as well. It's an exciting time, you should be able to enjoy it. When you have your budget, your mortgage advisor, your credit score, and your no-nonsense ebook all in place, now you're ready to start your search.